So today is going to be a little bit different. I am not going to be baking a loaf of bread. Instead, I'm going to be baking some Mexican shortbread cookies, or polvorones. This is a test batch, so we're going to see if it works out. This is what we need to get started. Look, this is how people do it on YouTube. Butter, some shortening, salt, flour, sugar, some powdered sugar, which is very important for these, and some flavorings and colorings as needed. So here's my plan for what the cookie's gonna look like. 2 rolls of dough, and I'm gonna try to have them, roughly rectangular shaped like this. This one's just gonna be all chocolate, and then this one is going to be unflavored but rainbow colored. So I was thinking about maybe doing them just a rainbow one, but I really feel like this cookie needs the chocolate, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then for both of these, we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna split the dough in half like this. And then I'm gonna recombine them in this way, so then you'll have the chocolate up here. So that is the theory, and I just broke that crayon. Oh well. I'm going to basically make each one of these as one batch, and then this one is going to be split 6 ways. A half a cup of softened butter, so I've just let this sit out overnight. So this is the major change in the recipe. I had previously been using vegetable shortening like Crisco, but my cousin Amy, thank you Amy, suggested that I use lard, and then I did some research on it, and I think it's actually going to work better. It is nowhere near as bad for you as you may think. It's really not any worse than any other fat, really. But back in the day when everybody thought that Crisco was healthier than lard, well, they were wrong, because the trans fats were so much worse than lard. So lard works really well in pastries because there's such a low fluid content, there's such a low water content in it. Don't have the water sort of hydrating the gluten, so you can get really flaky stuff, and that's what I'm really going for, is a really flaky shortbread. I don't want it to be tough. Hard to measure this stuff correctly. All right, so 1 cup of powdered sugar, and then we're going to beat that until it's creamy, which is probably going to take, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. Scrape down the sides every now and then, make sure that everything gets all in there. Alright, so you know that it is ready to go when it's no longer yellow. This recipe takes 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, which is quite a lot. And then we just need half a teaspoon of salt. I like to do kind of a heaping teaspoon. We're trying to make 6 different colors out of this one mixture. This is a little bit more involved. So this may seem a little insane. Like, why are you weighing out the wet mixture? Why not just add the flour to the wet mixture and then divide that? But the reason I'm not doing that is because I want these cookies to be as tender as possible. I want them to be flaky, crumbly, melt in your mouth. And what I found when I made these cookies the first time was that if you add the food coloring after you've already mixed in the flour, you end up beating the dough too much once you've put the flour in, and that makes the cookies tough. It develops the gluten bonds too much, and it gives you more of a chewy texture, more of a bite to the cookie than you would like in a shortbread. You just want it to kind of crumble and melt in your mouth. 20 divided by 6, 12, 18 is going to be about 53.33, I think. Boop boop, repeating. Should work, I think. All right, and this is the last one. Let's see how good my measurements were. You can do it. 52. Fabulous. Today is the first day that it rained in Fresno since I moved here. So I'm making all of these blue. We're gonna do a blue ombre. All right, so I'm gonna do like 1 drop, 2 drops. These are probably gonna be so dark. It's obviously lighten up a little bit once we put the flour in, I think. This way, so darkest, medium, light, and then white. and then light and medium. Boom! So it'll be kind of an ombre like that. Each one of these mixtures is going to get 1/3 of a cup of flour, and I'm going to mix them right in these containers. So for each one of these, we want to mix it until it's like just hydrated all the way through and no more. So I'm going to stop right here. I think it's incorporated just fine. Reminds me of Superman ice cream. Okay, and that's our last one done. Sort of pre-form it in my hands, give it a little bit of a knead. Just gonna kind of pull it out to approximately the size we need. Plastic will serve almost as a mold. I think this is gonna work. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna chill each of these individually in the fridge for a little bit, and then we're gonna bring them together because I think it would be unwise to try to bring them together at this point. There's number 2. The color of this stuff makes me feel like it should taste like bubble gum. Probably not the most appetizing color for food. So I've got all 6 here, and I'm gonna pop these in the fridge and let them chill. All right, so I'm just gonna clear the decks, and then we're going to start in on the chocolate batch while that batch chills. We did everything the same as we did last time, except that at this point, we are going to leave everything in the bowl instead of busting out the scale and doing all that nonsense. It's going to be the chocolate layer, so this one doesn't actually need any coloring, just needs cocoa. It gets all the coloring from the cocoa. 6 tablespoons of cocoa for the whole thing, which just seems like an outrageous quantity of cocoa to me, but we'll see how this turns out. And this is a very critical moment. You do not want to overmix this. Watching it and basically it's gonna be a consistent color, and as soon as it is, we're turning it off. I'm just gonna dump this out. We're gonna bring this together. I feel like it's easier to control when it's in the plastic wrap. Now we're gonna throw that in the fridge. Okay, now we gotta get these sorted. Let's see, that's medium. So they've chilled, but they haven't chilled too long. I've noticed if this dough chills too long, it gets brittle, and then you can't kind of bring it together with the other colors the way you would like. All right, how are we doing? How are we doing? Oh, see, we got a crack. Who's next? Let's go with this one. Okay. Oh, maybe not. Okay, just slide it. There we go. Okay. All right, number 2 is in place, and there are no cracks. No body shaming. You got a little bit of a crack in your dough. It's all good. Wrap this guy up. This is why you do not want it to chill for too long if you're trying to bring it together like this, because it's just not going to come together if they're already too firm. Now we chill that for a minute, so I'll clean up while we wait. These have been chilling in the fridge. I went in pursuit of the sharpest knife that we currently have, and in the process of doing that, I sliced into this finger. Here's our diagram again. So I'm going to try to do a diagonal cut, and in order to increase our chances of this not going horribly wrong, I am going to try to keep it mostly wrapped. Maybe. You're not supposed to cut towards yourself, but I feel like I have better control this way. Okay, I think this is going to work. I think this is going to work. Be careful, don't chop off your fingers. Anything is possible. The world is full of possibilities. Okay, kind of. Okay, here we go. Oh my god. Oh, I think it worked. Okay, okay. That was the easy one. That was the easy one. This one's not going to be as easy. Straight down. We good? Okay, good. Okay, alright. Oh my god, I think it worked. I kind of want to use the plastic wrap to manipulate it so that I can try to keep the integrity of it, because it's not terribly stable. So I'm going to try to slice this. Fabulous. Going for gold, going for gold. Here we go. All right. Yeah, I think that works. This is a very plastic wrap intensive process, so I apologize to the Mother Earth and to all of my environmental friends and to my future self who has to live in a world with all this plastic in it. And try to use a little bit of pressure to bring it together again. I need to hold together when we slice the cookies. Alright, I'm going to chill them again for 5 or 10 minutes. I am going to go ahead and prepare the baking trays. So they will all be just lined with parchment, basically. That's it. That's all there is to that. The cookies have been chilling for a bit, and it's time to slice them. And I've got that thing going where, like, when you've been working in the kitchen on your feet baking for a while, then you sit down and then you just kind of want to go to sleep. That's what's happening right now. So, unfortunately, my cutting board is preoccupied. Maybe I should unoccupy it. Okay, yeah, you can definitely see there's some cracking between the layers. They are cute though. Look how cute they are. Looks like Jonathan Adler 2004. Alright, there we go. Not looking too bad. Now I'm going to pop these in the oven at 275 degrees for about 40 minutes. And that may seem like it is nowhere near hot enough to cook it, but I don't really want them to brown. I kind of just want them to dry out. And that was one of the alterations I made from the original recipe because I felt like the bottoms were browning, and then I don't know, it was like they were getting a little tough, and I felt like maybe they would be a little bit more crumbly and sort of sandy textured if I did them at a lower temperature for longer. I don't know if that's what did it, but they came out better after I did that. So that's what we're gonna do again. So it's been 40 minutes. So I'm gonna see how these are looking. I kind of love them. I'm not a huge fan of how they are sort of cracking here in the middle. And I'm wondering if I can fix that possibly by slicing them thinner. They're definitely in the golden range, but they're not overdone, which is exactly how we want it. So I think I'm going to let them cool, and then we'll see what they're like. And in the meantime, I think I'm going to prepare the next batch and slice them a little bit thinner and see how those do, and I'll probably reduce the cooking time a bit. Okay, this batch definitely worked much, much better than the other one. I think it's because the thickness of the cookie kind of needs to sort of match with the size of the cookie in a way. These ones were thicker, so what happened was they sort of, as they heated up, they kind of spread out the sides, they sort of bulged out the sides, and that pulled the dough away from the center, and then that caused sort of the pressure on that middle fault line to make them split. These ones don't have as much distance. You know, they're just not far enough for them to collapse. They don't kind of bulge out on the sides because they're thinner. I'll let those ones cool a bit. But these ones, I already tried these ones, and I gotta say, this is delicious. This is perfect. They are crumbly and delicious inside. They've got just a beautiful melt in your mouth texture, and they are beautiful. This is a very fashionable piece of shortbread here. I would wear this shortbread. I was supposed to dust them with sugar before I bake them. I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I don't think it even needs it. It tastes buttery even though it's half butter, half lard. I read some things where people were like, won't it taste like bacon? Well, it doesn't taste like bacon. Right. Alright, and here they are next to an obligatory succulent. And they look gorgeous.